right. Um, we are going to begin today with Megan Lee giving her words of wisdom speech.
Junior high can be the best years of your life or the worst years of your life. You get to choose. Hi, everyone. I'm Megan Lee. I'm the current president of junior high, and this is my 11th year at the Daniel Academy. 4 years ago, when I was in 5th grade, about to be in junior high, someone told me that I got to choose if my junior high years were the best years of my life or the worst years of my life. You only get to be in junior high once, so spend your time making good, lifelong friendships, don't complain, and don't gossip. One of TDA's 4 pillars is marvelous camaraderie. The definition of marvelous is causing to wonder or extraordinary. Those are the kind of friends you should spend your time at TDA making. Marvelous friends are the ones that got your back, the ones that are always there for you, and the ones that you can trust. Not to brag or anything, but I have some pretty marvelous friends. They're always there for me, and they always got my back. We could all be dead serious one minute and dying on the floor laughing the next. If I could change one thing about my junior high years, I wouldn't complain and I wouldn't gossip. Don't gossip, because when you gossip, you're just focusing. When you gossip, words hurt, and you can't take back anything you say. Like Miss Shepherd said, what if we could have a school where everyone was friends, everyone was kind, and everyone showed Jesus' love? Also, don't complain. Complaining is the worst, and it brings others down with you. When you complain, you just focus on the bad stuff in life, and you ignore the good. God gave you so much to be thankful for, so don't complain. These past 3 years, Jesus has really shown me how great of a friend he is. He's always there, and he's always with you, and he's so patient. Even if you ignore him, he's always right there waiting for you, and he loves to spend time with you. My 5th graders, you're about to be in junior high. I remember when I was in your shoes, and to be really honest, it feels like yesterday. Non-assigned lunch tables, snack shack, lockers, multiple teachers, sports. It's so fun to be in junior high, and I hope you have as much fun in junior high as I did. My 6th graders, about to be 7th graders, you're gonna be in the middle. Yay. You're not quite the leaders yet, but people look up to you. So spend this year in expectation of what Jesus is going to show you. My 7th graders, you're going to be 8th graders. Lead junior high with respect. Respect your teachers and your friends. Your teachers work so hard for you, and I know you've probably heard this a lot, but they work so hard for you, and they really do love you. So respect them and be nice to them. And make Jesus your priority, because if you got that down, you're basically a pro. So in your 3 years of junior high, spend it making lifelong friendships, don't complain, and don't gossip. And make really good friendships, seriously, guys. Most of my favorite memories are from my friends and classmates. I love you guys, and you guys are so fun to be around. Just remember, God made you special, and he loves you very much. Bye.
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not be weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap harvest if we do not give up." I picked this verse because it seems very encouraging. For those of you who don't know, I'm Jacob Townsley. I have been at this school for 12 years, basically when it started. And I have enjoyed doing sports like just basketball, Stuco, and elementary worship team. Junior high for me was learning not to procrastinate, to persevere, and to pray more. An important lesson I learned in junior high is not to procrastinate, because it just makes everything else harder, and it's just not fun. Some interesting discoveries I made in junior high is if you don't give up, you win. I learned that well in my personal life, in school, and with God. I learned my greatest weakness is low self-esteem, and my greatest strength is perseverance. My biggest regret is probably procrastination, because it brought my grades down a lot. Advice for my younger self, I would say, don't procrastinate and work on your handwriting, because like I said, it brought my grade down, and my handwriting is really bad right now. What I learned about Jesus is he never gives up on you, and he's always there for you when things get tough, which is nice. And how I grew as a person, I talked to God more, and I started working out on my own. It helped me in sports, and I practiced music more. The fifth graders should be most excited about lockers, junior high parties, and Snack Shack. They're all very amazing things. Advice for the seventh graders is don't do anything you wouldn't want the lower grades to do, because what you're doing, you probably wouldn't want other people to be doing. So just don't do it. And also encourage them to study, because it'll probably really help them. Because there's an eighth grader that encouraged me to study, and I started studying more for that 1 year. Okay, to the sixth graders, congratulations. You made it through your first year of junior high. It only gets harder from here. But take advantage of the time you have in class to do homework, because it's really helpful. Yes, my favorite memory. In seventh grade, we were in the multi-purpose room doing I don't remember. And there was just Victoria, Avery, and Jewel in the corner doing weird motions. And I was wondering what they're doing, so I walked over. Turns out they were doing TikTok dances. And they were kind enough to teach me I'm a Savage and Ice Watch. So, remember the 3 Ps. Don't procrastinate, persevere, and pray more. The most important piece of advice I gave is don't procrastinate, because if you learn not to procrastinate when you're this old, you probably won't later. So, don't give up, don't give in, you'll win. Now go out and be Daniels for the Lord.
Ecclesiastes 3:12. There is nothing better for men than to be happy and do good while they live. I'm Brianna Andrade. This is my first year at TDA, and I've played soccer and volleyball. Today I'm going to be encouraging you guys to have fun in junior high and to not procrastinate. The most important lesson I've learned in junior high is to not procrastinate. You shouldn't procrastinate because it just makes it harder when you do your homework last minute, or so do your homework right when you can, because if you do, you'll have the rest of the day or weekend to relax and do what you want without worrying about homework. Some interesting discoveries I've made in junior high are my friends. After transferring from a public school to TDA this year, I've had some big changes, and one of them was my friends. They're very interesting and different from my old friends, but that's what I like about them. They are goofy, and I love them very much. My greatest weakness in junior high was turning in my homework late, but my greatest strength was eventually getting it all done and turning it in. Something I should have done differently in junior high would probably be practicing my speeches better for public speaking, so I could get ready for the big speech and speeches I'll have to do in the real world. If I could give my younger self one piece of advice before junior high, it would be to be confident in my work and with whatever I do, because it's just middle school. I have tons of amazing people to help and cheer me up when needed. Something new I learned about God in junior high was even if you feel like God isn't with you in the situation you're in or ever, He is. And I realized that, so don't give up on trying to have a relationship with Him. I think I grew as a person in junior high by not caring what other people thought about me and trying my hardest to not live how the world wanted me to live, but how God wants me to live. Something you fifth graders should look forward to in junior high is all their treats and parties, because they are very fun and can get you closer to God and friends. My advice to the upcoming eighth graders is to have as much fun as possible while being responsible and be a good example to the upcoming sixth and seventh graders. My advice to the upcoming seventh graders and sixth graders, seventh graders, is to be responsible but have fun. My favorite memory of junior high was the 2024 TDA Live, because it was so fun and I got to hear everyone's wonderful talents that I've never heard or seen before. You should have fun in junior high, but also get your work done, but most importantly, don't procrastinate, because it's just better to get your homework done right when you can. So don't worry too much in junior high, just have fun and get your homework done.
Hey guys. Okay. Do you want to make the most of your junior high years? Whether you are in junior high, you are entering junior high, or you're about to come out of junior high, I hope your answer would be yes, to want to make the most of your junior high years. My name is Victoria Apke, and I have been going to TDA for 2 years now. I have served on our Stuco team for 2 years and have served as the vice president this past year. I've played volleyball and soccer and been a part of both worship teams. In junior high, I have grown a lot. I have learned so much. I've grown so close to Jesus, and I have been able to watch my class unite. The most important lesson that I've learned in junior high is how to simply receive the love of the Father. Now, I know that all of us in here have heard something to the point of the love of God and how he loves us so much. The Lord brought me into really deep revelation of his love this year. There is a season of my life where every time I would be spending time with Jesus, I would be asking him, and I'd be like, Lord, what do you want to say to me? This is a question that I commonly ask him. And for a really long time, the only thing I would hear back is the words, I love you. Now, I would take this with a good heart, and I was just like, okay, yeah, Lord, thank you that you love me. I'm grateful for this. But then it kind of got to the point where I was like not really receiving anything else. And I was like, okay, Lord, why do you keep on telling me that you love me? I know that you love me. Why are you doing this? And I immediately heard the Lord just say, I'm not going to stop telling you until you start receiving it. It was at this moment when I entered into a season of simply just receiving the Lord's love. It's a season that I will be in for the rest of my life because his love is so vast. It talks about in Ephesians the heights, the depths, and the width of his love, and that it is eternal. So it's a season of just simply letting the Lord love me. It was so timely because I had been going through a lot, and he really just came and mended my heart. In junior high, if I were to do it all over again, I would do a lot different. I would definitely learn how to value excellence more and really just not do just the bare minimum and just really do everything to the best of my ability. I would also not care as much what people think about me and pressed in more in assemblies and not have taken them for granted. I learned so much about Jesus in junior high, and he really became real to me in junior high. I learned of his faithfulness and that he is a jealous God who simply just wants my whole heart. And there's always more of God to pursue. I will never come to a point in my life where there isn't something more of God to learn or to pursue. In junior high, I grew as a person. I've grown to value serving, to love others more, and I've grown in wisdom, and I even grew a whole inch in my height. To everyone entering junior high or in junior high, guys, keep your eyes locked on Jesus. He is the goal. Do not miss what he has for you guys. Sometimes it's so easy to just miss what he has for you when you're focusing on worldly things or even just your friends. Guys, keep your eyes where they need to be on Jesus. And also do not procrastinate, and maybe just ask Jesus for motivation if you really need it. One of my favorite memories in junior high was in our logic class in 7th grade. Basically, a lot of the girls in our class were going through some spiritual warfare, and there was just a lot kind of happening. And basically, a couple of the girls were crying, and it was acknowledged by our teacher, and it was really cool because we pretty much just all surrounded each other and prayed for each other, and us being our awesome class, we broke out into some fun worship songs, and it was just such a cool memory to see my class unite. So in conclusion, I have learned so much in junior high. I've grown so near to Jesus, and I've been able to see my class unite. The most important advice that I believe I've given you guys today is to just simply receive what the Lord has for you guys. I know it sounds so cliche and that you hear that all the time, but guys, just giving him your yes and surrendering to him, it will literally change your life. He is worthy of it all. So don't waste your junior high years on worldly things. Guys, have fun and go after his heart.
Has your teacher ever let you guys have a court session about potatoes during class? Then you know how fun and crazy junior high could be. My name is Cyrus Cantu. I hope at least one of you guys knew that. I've been at TDA for the past 2 years, and I want to tell you guys a few things before I go to high school. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't live in regret, and rely on God in everything you do. It's okay to make mistakes. If you don't try anything new, then you won't make mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, then you can never learn. In my junior high experience, I have learned that my life is not only about me. It's about serving others and God. I've learned the value of having friends and how awesome they could be. And most importantly, I have learned how much God loves me. Some weaknesses most of us share is talking too much in class and not committing to our homework. But loving others, sometimes paying attention, and worshiping with a full heart are some of my strengths. The thing I regret most about my junior high experience is living in regret. How could you move forward if you guys are stuck in the past? Many of us think, if only I had finished my rough draft, if only I had my homework done. Don't live in regret and move forward. Work hard and don't procrastinate. Don't tell your mom that your homework is done just so you could play Fortnite when you have 2 pages of math and a late keyword outline and rough draft and your final draft is due tomorrow. Not that I did that or anything. Do your homework on time. Before I came to TDA, I had never experienced God's love. But one day there was this thing called retreat. There are games and all that fun stuff. But at the end during worship, I was in tears, filled with the love of God. I had learned how much God loves me. 5th grade. I'm very excited to see you guys grow in junior high. You guys should know that junior high contains more freedom. There you get your own locker, there's more than one teacher, and there's a longer lunch period, I think. 7th grade. Thank you guys for being present. I would like to encourage you guys, as you move to 8th grade, to show excellence and reflect Jesus in everything you guys do. Believe it or not, I once was in 7th grade. 6th grade. 7th grade could be a confusing time, but in this journey, remember to put Jesus first and love him. My favorite memory in junior high was retreat. Winter retreat, that is. There are activities and games, people screaming for no reason. But most importantly, there was worship. We got to worship all day and encounter Jesus. I learned many things in junior high, but nothing as important as what I've shared with you today. It's okay to make mistakes, don't live in regret, and trust and rely on God in everything you do. Hope you guys have fun in junior high, and remember, when life gives you lemons, you make pear juice and blow everyone's minds.
Did you know that around 244 million people around the world don't get to go to school? We're lucky. My name is Salo Conrado, and I've been going to TDA for almost 9 years now. And in these past 3 years, I've played most of the sports available. In junior high, I learned that I shouldn't procrastinate, to use my time wisely, and yeah. A lesson I learned in junior high is that I shouldn't procrastinate because it affects your grades and it adds so much unnecessary stress. In junior high, I discovered my favorite sport, basketball. Boo Celtics. One of my greatest weaknesses was the lack of effort I put into homework. But one of my greatest strengths was being able to cram an entire chapter of science before Mr. Foy's quizzes every day. One of my regrets is that I should have taken homework more seriously. And if I could tell my younger self one thing, I would tell myself to use my time wisely so I don't ruin my free time. In junior high, one thing I learned about Jesus is before I didn't know how much fun it would be to worship the Lord during assembly. I grew in junior high from looking to those older than me and learning from their examples. To the 5th graders, you guys should be excited for the fun events and activities you guys get to do in junior high. One of my favorite ones is retreat. A piece of advice I have for the 7th graders is Hebrews 13:17. I would read it, but I didn't write it down. But basically, it just teaches about how you should respect authority. One of my favorite memories in junior high is how we won retreat twice in a row. It should have been 3, but one of my favorite memories about the retreat was when we would build giant box towers. In 7th grade, we built the tallest box tower, and in 8th grade, we built a box dinosaur. Without junior high, I wouldn't have learned to not procrastinate, to use my time wisely, and yeah. The most important thing I said in my speech is that you shouldn't procrastinate because it adds so much unnecessary stress to your junior high years. I hope you guys have fun in junior high.
Take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. I have done all of these things in junior high, but mostly made mistakes. I'm Alice Gabriel. I've been here since 1st grade. I did volleyball and theater troupe. In junior high, you will learn lessons, make discoveries about yourself, find things that you could have done different, and make amazing memories. The most important lesson I learned in junior high was to not procrastinate on Fridays. I can't count the wrong one. If you procrastinate over the weekend like you did in elementary, you'll end up at 3 a.m. on Monday morning trying to get that last bit of math homework done. My weakness has been fear, but I also discovered my greatest strength through it. Jesus will be your greatest asset. If you get scared, terrified, embarrassed, excited, or anything, talk to Jesus about it and he will help you. If I could go back, I would think more carefully about everything that came out of my mouth. I can't count the number of times I'd said something rude or embarrassing and wanted to take it back. If I could give my younger self one piece of advice, it would be to tell Jesus about everything, and thinking about everything in the form of the dialogue helps you process it, and sometimes he'll send you help. One new thing I learned about Jesus was that he never said we have to love everybody the same amount. You don't have to try, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't include people, because it feels terrible to be left out. I grew in junior high through theater troupe. I used to be petrified of speaking on stage, and I was terrible at projecting. Teachers would have to tell the class to be extra quiet because it was hard to hear me. Theater troupe helped me get more comfortable on stage. Acting as another character, like hypocrisy, made me feel like if I messed up, it wouldn't be me messing up. Speaking of that, you should all do theater troupe. 5th grade should look forward to sitting by different people. In elementary, I sat by the same 2 people for 5 years. Every single day. In junior high, teachers start putting you by different people, and sometimes you even get to choose your own seat. 7th graders, you're going to be the leaders of junior high. Everyone below you will look up to you. That's a big responsibility. Set a good example. Don't do anything you wouldn't want to see the classes under you doing. To the 6th graders, every year matters, so make all the assemblies count. 5th graders, I already did that. One of my greatest memories from junior high was being in theater troupe. I've been in The Pilgrim's Progress as Piety, Hypocrisy, and Tweedledee, Esther as Teresh, the person who tried to kill the king, and a very minor part in Narnia. I've loved being in and helping with productions. I hope to continue until I graduate. In junior high, you will learn lessons, make discoveries about yourself, and make lots of memories. If you take anything away from my speech, I hope you remember to talk to Jesus about everything. You will need help, and it's best to ask him for it. If you take anything else away from my speech, I hope you give it back. Thank you.
Striving with excellence. Do you have a memory and you wish you could go back? That's me. Hello, my name is Lucy Gettle. I've been here for 2 years. I love helping in a baby room at my church. If you want to succeed in junior high, here's some advice. Work hard on all you do, like homework. Honor people and pursue your relationship with God. The most important lesson I learned is work hard on homework, because that's really hard. I discovered I love science and I understood it very well through my junior high years. I've learned to make friends, and it takes time to make friends. I also learned and follow specific instructions my teacher would give me. I should have been more kind and loving to my awesome classmates and been a better comrade, because that's one of our pillars at school. I also needed to learn to be patient and not be quick to anger in all my classes. If I told my younger self something, it would be this: be kind, and it's okay to make mistakes. You just need to keep going. Tell Jesus. I learned about Jesus is he loves me and he wants a relationship with me, even if I feel sad or lonely. Over these few years, I learned to be patient, and I learned it's okay to make mistakes. 5th grade, you'll be looking forward to longer lunches and very long assemblies. 7th grade, you guys should lead people to Jesus and not astray, and be great comrades too, because that's a pillar. Again, 6th grade, you're here too, so you should be kind, friends, and listen to teachers, and lead 5th grade to God. The best memory I made is when this year at the winter party, when we made gingerbread houses, and ours, of course, didn't work. And all the stuff fell apart, so we decided to put all of the candy and all of the gingerbread into a giant hill, and now it was called Candy Hill. Work hard on all you do, honor people like your classmates and teachers, and pursue your relationship with God. I say, go and get your relationship with God right, because he wants to have a relationship with you too. Be loving and kind, and pursue all you do in excellence. Thank you. It's not working. Can't get it out.
Psalms 105, verse 4 says, God himself is our greatest reward, and when we have him, we have everything. Therefore, seek the Lord in his strength, seek his presence continually. Hi, my name is Hud Hansen, and I've been at TDA my whole life. I've been on exec Stuco in junior high for 2 years, and I've been on worship team for 1. Listen to your teachers. Listen to your teachers and their advice, because their advice is very important, and it sometimes can help you with turning in your homework or just anything. You can seek the Lord and still participate in school, participate in assemblies, and still participate in school. Doing homework ahead of time is really helpful. Procrastination is not good. That is one of my weaknesses. I was not good at turning in homework on time. Do not procrastinate. It is not good. My greatest strength is that I love to learn. I love to learn about math, science, and English. If I could have done anything different in junior high, is I would have sought the Lord more and listened to my teachers more as well. If I could tell younger Hud a piece of advice to help get through junior high, it would be, don't do stuff the day before it's due, or practice for a speech, a quiz, or a test. Something I learned in junior high about Jesus is that he really wants us to seek him. He really wants us. I definitely grew more in the Lord and listening and spending time with him. I focused on being a good friend and being a trustworthy friend. 5th graders, going into 6th grade. Some of the things you should be excited about are the parties. The parties are immaculate. The most fun party is the retreat, where our class has won the last 2 years. But the retreat is made to focus on being friends and worshiping the Lord while being friends. 7th graders, going to be 8th graders. Next year, set a good example and seek the kingdom of God and show others how to seek the Lord. One of my favorite memories in junior high was when we were playing a basketball game on JV. We were down the whole game. The clock was something at like 6 seconds, and TD was down 2. It was our ball. I passed it in to Isaac Runyon. He shot it from the 3-point line, and guess what? He missed it. Just kidding. He swished it. We won the game. Finally,
Listen to your teachers, seek the Lord, and listen to my advice because it will help you in junior high. Trust me. But the most important out of these is to seek the Lord. Seek the Lord continually. Seek the Lord with all your heart. It makes school easier because the Lord gives you self-control and all the fruits of the Spirit. Junior high is going to be so fun. Thank you so much for your time.
Hebrews 3:1 says, "Therefore, holy brothers and sisters who share in the heavenly calling, fix your thoughts on Jesus, who we acknowledge as our apostle and high priest." Hi, I'm Emily Hibbs, and I've been at TDA for 6 years now. This past year, I was your events coordinator, and I play all the sports TDA has to offer. I really hope to encourage you to spend time with Jesus and to not regret your time in junior high, also just to give you some advice for the future. In junior high, I really learned you have to respect your teachers and your friends. I also learned you have to study for tests. It's something you can't wing. And I also learned you have to spend time with Jesus. You can't rush that. My biggest weakness was probably procrastination. And my biggest strength was setting a goal for my grades, like not getting C's. If I could go back in time and tell my younger self something, I would tell my younger self to be more efficient with my time and the way I do homework. I would also tell my younger self to spend way more time with Jesus, because having a relationship with Jesus is not like any other relationship. It's so refreshing to spend time with him, and he will be your best friend. I also grew in maturity through my junior high years because I really became more aware of what's in the world. Fifth, almost sixth graders, be excited for longer lunch periods and the retreats. The retreats are really cool because you really get to encounter the Lord. Seventh, almost eighth graders, you're going to be the oldest in junior high, and being a leader doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, but it does mean you should call people higher. And sixth, almost seventh graders, sixth, almost seventh graders, just because you're not the oldest doesn't mean you can't call people higher. My favorite memory from junior high was just hanging out with my class and laughing until I literally cried. So I really hope this encouraged you to spend more time with Jesus, and I hope it gave you some advice, and I hope you think about your actions in junior high. People say this a lot, but spending time with Jesus is really important, and they say it a lot because it's really true. Jesus will be your best friend in junior high, and I hope you have an awesome time in junior high.
Amen.
Weird is a good thing, if you know it is and if you do it right. Christopher Johnson, 2024. Who am I? I'm just an average guy. The name's Christopher Johnson, though I once went by another name, the narrator. For those of you who don't know, especially you fifth graders, I once spoke in the third person and called myself the narrator. The good old days. Anyways, I've come to this school for the past 3 years and I'm captain of the volleyball team. They say I need to give some advice, so here's how I'll start. Be yourself, change yourself, and apply yourself. You're not the only one who feels lonely or sad sometimes is the greatest lesson I've learned in junior high. And the words of Cyrus the Great, we're all misfits. That's why we all fit in. While not applying yourself seems easier and like less work, it actually becomes a lot harder in the long run because you have to deal with talks or reflection papers and a lot more stuff like that. As a certified nerd myself, I can tell you it's much easier to just apply yourself. My greatest weakness is following authority, and my greatest strength is not caring what other people think and hindering my life on it. If I could change one thing about my junior high year, it would be how much I talked in class, because it makes class louder and builds a bad reputation for you. If I could tell myself in 6th grade one thing, it would be to listen and submit to authority, because the Bible says, obey and submit to your authority, for it will be more profitable to you. I also learned that Jesus wants to hear from you, no matter what age you are. He wants to build a strong and lasting relationship with you. I've learned this from many speakers and retreats, and I've also learned that I am and want to be unique. Fifth graders, the two best things you're going to get from your transition into junior high is you don't have to sit in one chair all day and you get extracurriculars. Seventh graders, you're about to become the leaders of junior high. So if I could give you one piece of information, it would be to befriend everyone. Because if you like people, people will like you. And nobody wants to follow a jerk. Sixth graders, trust your eighth graders. They may be silly, but they will become wise. My favorite memory is when John was in 8th grade, and we were in the middle of a theater play, and two actors just forgot to come on stage. Fortunately, we knew the whole play by heart and just filled in for them. Nobody noticed a thing. So, don't be anyone else, work hard, and know and strive to fix your issues. The most important thing I've shared today is to be yourself. Be you, the true you, and everything else will fall into place. And remember, only you can change you. So do.
I'm going to be keeping everything at TDA for 4 years. I don't do Stuka, I play volleyball, and I didn't play soccer, but I have in my season, but I won't graduate because of my age group. The thing I'm here to encourage you is not to procrastinate, not to be scared, and most importantly, to have fun. From interesting things I learned in junior high was that you get lockers and you get to walk class to class. It can be fun, but it's better than sitting down all day in the same classroom. The most important thing I learned in junior high is not to procrastinate because it takes time away from your day and it's not even something you pile it all up, especially if you have a busy day. My greatest weakness was doing homework really fast and not cutting first credit. And my greatest strength was turning my homework in on time. Something differently I could have done in junior high was study, not procrastinate, and take more time to practice my speeches and put more effort into them. A piece of advice I give my younger junior high self is not to be scared to have fun and to have hobbies. Because junior high isn't as scary as you might think. It's so much fun, you guys shouldn't be scared at all. When I first came into junior high, my relationship with the Lord wasn't strong. I knew of him, but he wasn't my first priority. After 7th grade retreat, my relationship was pretty good. For the 5th graders, you guys should be looking forward to the parties and having more freedom and getting to put things point to the year. For the upcoming 8th graders, be good examples. You guys are going to be leaders next year, and it can be scary, but trust me, it's so much fun, and you guys shouldn't be scared. I'm definitely going to miss it. My favorite memory in junior high was building a dinosaur out of boxes at retreat when we won 7th and 8th grade year. Remember not to procrastinate, to have fun, not to be scared. The most important advice I give today was not to procrastinate because you'll regret it. It's very stressful and it's not always fun. So don't procrastinate, have fun, and learn from everything.
Matthew 22:39. Love your neighbor as yourself. Hi, I'm Dial Kim, and some of you guys might know, some of you guys might not know me, but now you do. Yay! I've been to TDA for 3 years, and TDA has helped me do things that I normally would not do, like soccer. Advice for you is to be yourself, don't procrastinate, and make mature decisions. Being yourself might sound cliche, but being myself has taught me many things. And having things that you like and not other people like is okay, and that's being yourself. Love the Lord the way he loves you, and love Jesus no matter what. My greatest weakness is that I procrastinate a lot. I wish I wouldn't have procrastinated. So here's a quote. A year from now on, you may wish you have started today. Karen Lamb. I wish to tell my younger self that I'm not alone and Jesus is always there. And I learned that Jesus didn't want to die in junior high. Wait a second. I learned that Jesus didn't want to die. So, like the rest of us, nobody wants to die. Jesus died for our sins and he loves us very much.
supposedly I grew integrity. At least that's what my mom said. In fifth graders, be excited for homework. You're gonna get a lot. Be excited for lockers. Be excited for Snack Shack. Seventh grade, be mature. Matthew 20:25-28 says, Jesus tells disciples and leaders not to exercise authority over people. Instead, he wants us to be great leaders. My, my favorite memory is when Bree and I was assigned partners in Miss Geidel's class, and Bree decided to give me the Best Rapper Award. Bree finished her speech, and I started with a rap. Yo, 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 this is Biggie D. wait. Overall, be yourself, don't procrastinate, and make mature decisions. So, follow my most important advice. Be yourself. Enjoy junior high. Love others the way you love yourself. Biggie D out.
This is not Happy Tappy Slappy class. Mr. Witt, my name is Joel McBride, and I've been here at TDA for about 2 years now. And I want to encourage you not to procrastinate, live life to the fullest, and to be an example. One of the greatest lessons I've learned at TDA is that teachers will no longer baby you. You are no longer being pampered. Another discovery I've made is that if you are kind to someone, they will be kind to you in the same way. One of my greatest weakness is procrastination, and my greatest strength is in math or science. As life progresses, there's things that you wish you would have done differently. For me, it's procrastination. And I know that you guys are going to hear about that a lot from all these people, but it is truly deadly, and you should abstain from it. If I could tell young Joel something, it would be to live life to the fullest and not get caught in stupid things like drama, and to think of God not as an overlord, but rather as a friend. I've also got to learn some of my passions and some of the things that I like. 5th grade. Your world is about to change. You guys are about to gain some new responsibilities, and you guys should be excited. 7th grade. Yeah. You guys are about to go into 8th grade. You guys are going to be watched whether you like it or not. So you should always be an example. And no, I did not forget about 6th grade. Yeah, you guys will soon feel like the middle child and can feel like you get forgotten about. But your time is coming. One of my favorite memories is at the end of the year where we played basketball and there was no more school or worries or homework. I want to encourage you to stay away from procrastination, live life to the fullest, and to be an example. But most importantly, live life to the fullest. I can't say this enough. Junior high is only 3 years, so don't take it for granted. Thank you.
Look to your left. Look to your right. Would you consider some of the people around you your friends? Hi, my name is Adora Wagu. I've been at TDA for 3 years, Stuco exec for 2 years. I played soccer, volleyball, and I did theater troupe in 6th grade. In junior high, I learned 3 things. I learned about healthy friendships, staying out of drama, and spending time with Jesus. Healthy friendships. Healthy friendships are real friendships. The most important thing I learned in junior high is that people change. Some people you could consider your best friends right now could become super annoying to you later. Lots of people in junior high are great. People love Jesus and are super kind. Those are the people you want to be friends with. So be careful who you're friends with. In junior high, I discovered Jesus on a different level. I discovered that the most important thing is that Jesus is above everything. He's above whether your friend likes you or not, your homework, your grades. So if you pursue a relationship with him, you'll make it. Some advice I would give to my younger self before junior high is to stay out of drama. Drama is really not worth it. Also, play sports and soccer. Play soccer in 6th grade. Also, notice that you're leaving people out. And if you notice, try to include them even if it's really hard sometimes. For the 5th graders, be excited to play sports. For the 7th graders, be good examples, calm down a little bit, and pay attention. Pay attention in class, pay attention to when you're leaving people out, and pay attention in assembly. Jesus is worth our all. He died on the cross for us, so we should be focused in assembly, not talking to our friends. For the 6th graders, 7th grade is super fun. One of my favorite memories of junior high was from that grade, when I spent an entire class just laughing and talking with my friends in the 7th grade history class. Healthy friendships are a commitment. Jesus is worth it. Stay out of drama and make good choices. Junior high is fun, but it's also hard. Jesus will help you get through it. Thank you and goodbye.
Ephesians 6:10-11. Be strong and courageous in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take a stand against the devil's evil schemes. For anyone who might not know me, I'm Jewel, and I've been going to TDA for 3 years now. I've served on junior high Stuco and spent 2 of those years serving as junior high secretarian. I played soccer and volleyball, and I'm also on the worship team. During these years, I've learned and grown in so many ways, including my relationship with friends, my relationship with the Lord, and I've even grown in the way I love and respect others. One of the most important lessons I've learned in junior high was the joy and peace that Jesus gives you. I also learned that Jesus is the keeper of my life, and he always has a plan for you. All you have to do is trust in him always. Now in junior high, you'll have lots of good and bad times, lots of strengths and weaknesses. One of my weaknesses was communication. I would always be way too scared to ask for help on any assignments, and I'd always end up failing that one thing just because I was too scared to ask. Communication is so important, and the teacher won't be mad or annoyed if you need help with something. It just shows your respect for what they're trying to teach. Something I wish I could change or do differently during my junior high years would be my attitude. I'd always have a negative attitude, and I'd always look for the bad in things and never even try looking for the good. I wish I was more grateful and less negative and cherish my experiences more, even if they were boring science lectures or a failed test. Something I told my younger self, if I could tell my younger self one thing, it'd be this. Just because not everyone likes you means it's the end of the world. Although it's a very nice feeling to feel liked and accepted by everyone, it's literally impossible to achieve. In reality, not everyone's going to click with you, and that's okay. Just surround yourself with the right people who will love and respect you for who you are, and be that friend to other people who need it. For the 5th graders, be so excited. Junior high is so much fun, and it's really a time where you get to grow mentally and spiritually. Assemblies and retreats are so beautiful, and God really has shown up in the most beautiful ways. For the 7th graders, never stop pursuing Jesus, and always encourage others, and build long-lasting relationships. Also cherish these moments and never take them for granted. And for the 6th graders, have fun and also cherish these moments because time flies, and before you know it, you guys are going to be up here giving this speech. I've loved all the memories I've made with friends in classes and teachers. These years were so special, and I'll never forget how much I learned and grown these past 3 years. As you're coming into new grades, never forget Jesus is always by your side through the highs and lows, and he's never going to leave you. Always pursue him and trust in him. Thank you all for making my junior high years such a fun and memorable time. I love you all so much, and I'm forever grateful for you guys.
High school you need to go, right? I don't know where you're going, but I think if you're in high school, you need to go to your next class. Multi-purpose room. Okay, let's quiet back down so we can hear from Sky, okay?
Let's face it, junior high is really hard, but it is also really fun. From all the chats in the hallways to all the incredible Mr. Witt quotes. I'm Sky, in case you don't know me. This is my first year in TDA. I was in the Esther performance and many other plays outside of TDA. Junior high homework is kind of a lot, so do not get behind. It'll make your life so much harder. You need Jesus and friends to make it through the school year. God rewards you when you seek him, so participate in morning assemblies, and if you're having a hard day, worshiping God will really change that. I know from experience. Some facts I learned in junior high is that math always gets harder. Always. But when it's not hard, it can be a little fun. Only a little, though. We all have things we struggle with in school. I struggle with mornings. It's really hard for me to just wake up and try to just get ready for school. But we all also have strengths. One of mine is academics. I get relatively good grades. Some advice everyone can use, some more than others, is that you need to be kind to everyone. If someone is having a bad day and you're rude to them, it'll make their day so much worse. On the other hand, if you're kind to them, it'll make their day so much better. In 8th grade, I learned to seek Jesus, and when you do, you'll be rewarded. I grew a lot in my relationship with the Lord. I think a lot more about God, and God is becoming more important in my day-to-day life. 5th graders, you are all probably very excited to be in 6th grade, and probably a little nervous too. But junior high is great. You learn lots of cool stuff, and you have some pretty great classes, like sign language, where you learn lots of cool, awesome signs, and STEM, where you build birdhouses and 3D print cool stuff. 6th graders, keep being awesome. 7th graders, some advice I have to give you about being in 8th grade is be mature. 8th graders are the leaders of junior high, and some of the people in the lower grades will look up to you and copy you. If you're doing mature things, great. But if you're being immature, the younger kids will be immature too. My favorite 8th grade memory was the Among Us party. It was so fun to run around the school, solve puzzles, while also trying not to be eliminated. As I said, junior high homework is a lot, so don't get behind. You need Jesus and friends to survive the school year, and be kind to everyone. School is hard for everyone, and being mean makes it a lot harder. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your junior high years.
I can't believe I'm in my last few weeks of middle school. Hi, I'm Isaac Runyon, and I've been at TDA since 6th grade, my first year of middle school. But enough about me. It's your turn to go out and enjoy your junior high years. But maybe you're asking yourself, how can I make the most of my middle school years? Well, luckily, I've been through this experience. 3 keys on how to make the most out of your middle school years is to not procrastinate, ask your friends for help, and don't let fear of man keep you from encountering God in a deeper way. First, you shouldn't procrastinate. Sadly, I know from experience what it's like to procrastinate. I used to always put off all my homework, either because I was lazy or because I thought other things were more important, like sports. I regret every time I chose to put my priorities off, but I'm happy I get to tell you guys, so you guys don't go down the same path that I did, because trust me, it was the wrong one. Next, you should not only have friends who are there for a good laugh, but also who can hold you accountable and help you grow in character. Friends can be a very good source of wisdom if you choose the right ones. So choose good friends who you know you can rely on. Another piece of advice is to not take your teachers and the time they take out of their lives for granted, because their job is way harder than you think, so don't disrespect them. Also, don't think about what others think about you. Who cares what someone else thinks when you have a God who thinks that you are amazing? So always remember that you have a best friend who thinks the best thoughts about you. Now, one final piece of advice for each grade. 5th grade, get excited. I mean, you're leaving elementary and coming into junior high. It's pretty exciting. Look forward to some new teachers, lockers to store your belongings in, and most importantly, the spirit-filled assemblies. Also, look up to your upcoming 7th and 8th graders. They're there to help you, not hurt you. Now, 6th grade, coming into 7th. You guys have such a family-type spirit over you, and it even encourages me when I see how close you guys are together. So I challenge you, stay the marvelous comrades that you guys are. Don't doubt in yourself or your friends, and lead others how you want to be led. And finally, 7th coming into 8th. You guys are finally going to be at the top of junior high, and which is a huge responsibility. But after seeing you guys make it through 6th and 7th with no trouble, I know you guys are ready to conquer the top of junior high and lead each other. So remember that the 6th and 7th graders will always be watching you, even when you don't know it. So conduct yourselves with integrity. Lead others and be led with purpose, and enjoy your final year of junior high. Now, out of all 3 of my points on how to make the most of your junior high year, I want to put extra emphasis on procrastination. Procrastination could have ruined my middle school years if I had not gotten a hold of my actions. So I encourage you, don't procrastinate. I'm going to miss junior high and everything about it, but I'm so excited to see 6th, 7th, and 8th graders just grow up and be the best that they can be. And one more thing before I go. Don't let middle school go by without making some lifelong friends and memories. Thank you.
Colossians 3:17 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." Hi, my name is Marie Shepard, for those of you who don't know me. I'm in 8th grade going into 9th grade, in case that's not obvious enough. I'm ending my 4th year here at TDA, and while at TDA, I played volleyball and soccer. I'm up here now to give you advice and tell you what to do and what not to do, but in the nicest way possible. So to kick it off, I'd like to tell you guys to start off your next school year by not procrastinating, surrounding yourself with good and loving friends, but most importantly, putting God first. An important lesson that I learned in junior high is to not procrastinate. It not only makes you look unorganized, but it's also really stressful to try to get it done the period before it's due. An interesting discovery that I made in junior high is that it's really, and I mean really, important to surround yourself with good friends. Go for the ones that you know are going to be good examples. While in junior high, I discovered some of my strengths and weaknesses. One of my strengths is listening to other people and what's on their heart. I love going deep into conversation with others. One of my weaknesses is saying no and being afraid to let others down. Trust me when I say do what's best for you. Something that I could have done differently in junior high is not procrastinating. Do your homework during lunch, especially if you play sports. Procrastination only increases stress. Listen to your teachers. They love you and want what's best for you. Listening only benefits and helps you in life. One thing that I learned about Jesus is that he is your friend and better than any other friend. He knows you on a more personal level, which makes it a lot easier to talk to him. As I entered junior high, I became more outgoing and less shy. I grew better as a person and matured in my social and spiritual life. So, to the upcoming 6th graders, you guys should be excited for lockers and freedom. You also get to start playing the TDA sports, which include volleyball, basketball, soccer, and cross country now, which is really cool. And to the upcoming 8th graders, time to start growing up. You're an example to the younger classes, whether you like it or not. They're always watching you and listening to you and mimicking you. So just be careful. And last, to the upcoming 7th graders, I think that they're just like everywhere. But hang in there. You guys got this. Just keep pushing through. That's really all that I could come up with for you guys. A fun memory that I had in junior high is when the junior high girls got prayed for and prophesied over. It was a beautiful time of weeping and submission. So remember, don't procrastinate. Surround yourself with good and loving friends. And put God first. If you take anything away, let it be to put God first. He deserves all of your time and attention. Thank you.
Dude, you have to stop procrastinating, is what someone very wise once told me. Her name was Ellie Mello. Hello, my name is Judah Van Wyk, and this is my first year at TDA. Although it's my only first year, it's been an enjoyable one. My favorite thing to do with my free time is I like to listen to music. I listen to R&B or Christian music. I really struggle with turning in my homework on time, and I usually turn in assignments the night they are due, or I turn them in late. Persevere not only through homework, but school also. The most important lesson I've learned throughout this year is turn in your homework on time. If you don't, you will fail your classes, and you will get all bad grades, and you won't be able to play in any sports. Speaking of classes, if you're 5th grade going into 6th grade, I have some insider information for you. Going to classes is a lot harder, and you have all different classes in different classrooms. My strengths are getting caught up on homework and doing my makeup work. My weaknesses are doing homework at 3 a.m. on Sunday nights, which you should not do. In the 1 year I've been at TDA, I should have focused on school more. You should focus because it's important to pass all your classes. Some advice I would give to my younger self would be stop being lazy and just do your homework. In your school days, you should focus on not only school, but God as well. God deserves our daily focus and attention. As a 5th grader, I was really excited about getting my own locker and getting all new teachers and also making new friends. As a 7th grader going to 8th grade, I realized something. I needed to become a better role model, and I realized that I was looked up to. The current 7th graders should realize that you guys are looked up to, and you guys should be good examples of not only TDA, but Christ as well. My favorite 8th grade memory was one week my class decided to go to the movies, except for we went to watch the new Kung Fu Panda. I didn't enjoy it very much. It was kind of boring. But as a school, you guys should come together and hang out and create good memories together and grow closer. On another note, homework is key, and if you do it regularly, it creates a schedule and organizes your life. Some important advice I would give to you guys is push through this. You guys got this, and you can do anything with the right mindset.
I had the pleasure this year to teach this 8th grade class for public speaking, and this is actually the 4th group of kids that I've led through public speaking. I did 2 groups about 20 years ago, and then I started here last year, but something special about this class, I don't know if you guys noticed, even if they were nervous, they came up here with a lot of confidence. And I'm really excited to see what God's going to do with this 8th grade class. I see a lot of gifted public speakers, and I'm just excited to see how you guys continue to grow and develop. And so thank you all for coming today, and we are going to go to 7th period.